We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hello. How's everybody doing out there? Talking Shit Tuesday coming at you. That's right. We're coming at you with a Talking Shit Tuesday. Today we're going to talk some shit, especially on Ford because, man, they're just a punching bag right now. And it's pretty awesome to just really just kick them when they're down. It's just a whole bunch of fun. A couple of things happened over the weekend that I thought were kind of funny. And again, I think Twitter is, if you know how to navigate Twitter, I think it's a very, very good source of entertainment. You can literally find porn on there. You can find World Cup action. You can find boxing. You name it. It's like Reddit. You just have to know how to use the search function. It's a little bit of a cumbersome thing to do, but I think it's great. And I'll talk about two things on my Twitter feed that I think were funny and they had to do with Ford. But before we do that, as always, we're going to go ahead and get with the sponsors. That's right. We got some sponsor people to shout out once in a while. So we got DNA High Performance. They are the title sponsor for Tuesday because they pay an extra nut just to be on Tuesday. DNA High Performance, DNAHighPerformance.com. Hopefully you guys went there on Cyber Monday. Excuse me. On Cyber Monday and picked up some stuff from DNA High Performance. Good to see them on the chat. PMAS, Nick James PMAS up in Michigan. We got also two Auto Solutions in Puerto Rico. The Parts Farm. I'm going to talk about the Parts Farm in a bit. Oh my God. That's some badass shit up there. And oh my God, cookies. Are we doing a giveaway? I think they're in Tennessee, freezing their ass off. I'm like, why would you guys go to Tennessee at all? Love you. I don't know why the fuck you leave Florida at all to freeze your ass off. And we also got Calamer's Transmission. Ben Calamer Transmission doing his thing up in Pennsylvania. Another guy freezing his ass off. Like, why the fuck would you live up there? I don't understand why people would not move down here. Weird. All right, so we'll get to that. We'll get to talking to the people here, and then we'll talk about what I want to talk about, especially the stuff that I found on Twitter. Let me move DNA's logo just a little bit right there, just to tuck it nicely in there. Excuse me. We got Money 540. What the fuck did I do here? Jesus Christ. Did I move something the wrong way? Yes, I did. Let me see. We'll do it live. We'll fucking do it live. There we go. We got Money 540. JD Swag, Brian, 03 Cobra, Mac Attack, Brandon M. Douche, did it, Money 540. Huncho James, Moflor, Gallo Bravo, Eric Quill, D-Rock Fox, Fresh Pasteles, Second Shift Racing, Homestead Johns, Donkey Mac, Andy Ali, Eliza's S550, Clip Clop the Horse, D-Rock Fox, Great Escape, 5-Way Josh, Oliver Bryan, D&G Brandon, Oliver again, TJ Sikorsky, TN S197, Leonardo's Videos, Mendoza's Coyote, Ray, Your Average C6Z, Yogan Lates, meaning Logan Yates, good stuff, Leonardo's Videos again, Fernando Nuno finally made it to an early to catch a live. One slow 5-0. Elver Galarga, Rob Robo style. Turoviate Racing finally woke up. Actually, he got home from making hash browns at Waffle House all day. Harley Taquachimo, Big Guns, Elver, Eric Riggs, Gregory Uffich, Chat Pittman, Ian Oz, Corey B, Randy Savage, Hot Metal, Rich 5-0, Stephen Baker, Slow 99, Infamous Diego, Abdullah Al-Abbasi says, good evening, Alex. Stick Shift the World in the house. What's up? Did you hear that Joel Steele got with Ducks Racing and made a lights out Ducks Race stick shift class? I hope that I will attend that one. I will go to that one. I'll go on maybe qualifying day because I'm not going to stay all weekend there. Fuck all that. But that is so cool that they're able to make the stick shift outlaw. I don't know if they got Sports Street and all this bullshit. But if they can make the stick shift game pay out, and that is $10,000, guys will show up. And it is really nice to see that Ducks Promotions, Joel Steele, and a bunch of stick shift guys got on the program on a big badass race that he puts up. And I think that's good because there's going to be like 6 or 7 races a year. Think about it, guys. Texas 2K, which, by the way, shout out to Texas 2K saying I have a Coyote in the GT500. Texas 2K, FL2K, World Cup, and Ducks Race. That's 4 races. Never mind all the little crazy grudge stuff that happens at these little crazy 8th mile tracks where guys really get after it. Super, super badass shit. So I think that's a great thing that they did. So let's talk about Electrify America. That's right. So check this out. My Ford being towed away from an Electrify America charging station after the EA charger fried my truck. Now, Electrify America is the other charging network that's not as big as Tesla's charging network. It's good size, but it's not as big as Tesla's charging network. And there's always been some issues, and they don't have enough superchargers and blah, 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 blah. So supposedly this gentleman showed up and got his truck fried. His electric Lightning got fried. Now, I don't think it's an issue with the Electrify America charger. I think it's an issue with the truck because Ford rushed everything. And Ford's quality control has taken a actually, I shouldn't say that they've taken a massive nosedive. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was never a Ford guy in terms of like a Taurus, a truck, a da-da-da-da-da-da. I was a Mustang guy. Like, if people were to say, are you a Ford guy? I'm like, I'm a Mustang guy. You know, I've always liked Mustangs. And their F-250 and F-350s are badass. Their F-150s sell well, whatever. But I was never really a huge fan of the brand itself. Because it's always been, you know, quality hasn't been the best. He says, I'm not against electric cars. Oh, people are commenting here. Eric R., who is the, Eric Rowe, okay. It says, Power Ford Newport says they need to replace a 12-volt battery before they can diagnose, and it's some sort of special battery that they don't have an ETA, then what? So this thing has a regular 12-volt battery and a battery pack that all works together? Tell me how that works. Is it some weird backfeeding issue where the main battery backfeeds back into the 12-volt battery system, similar to like what a alternator would do? And maybe that's what got fried. The 12-volt battery got fried. I have no idea. But guys, I'm telling you, it's just when it rains and pours with Ford because they're just looking so sorry lately. And if you talk to the people in the industry that are not sucking Ford's dick, Ford is a sorry ass company at this point. And then we got this. Again, this is on my Twitter feed. So if you're not on my Twitter feed, go to @YDBT for life right here, @YDBT for life. Follow me. We'll talk some shit. It's a good time. So check this out. You know those systems that automatically parallel park your shit so your wife doesn't curb rash your wheels? Well, luckily, Ford fixed that issue. Instead of curb rashing your wheel, it fucking smashes into the car in the back of it. Check it out.
Dang, it's going too fast.
We'll play that one more time.
Dang, it's going too fast.
Oh. Oh my Lord. I mean, what is going on with Ford? Like, every day there's something new that pops up. It makes you wonder what is happening. Now, the other and last thing I'm going to talk about, Ford low horsepower, the drive. So supposedly people, let me see the drive. I think it's thedrive.com. Here we go. I think they were the ones that reported that Ford supposedly, on the window sticker, on the Mustang, it shows that it has less horsepower than the previous generation. Let me see. Mustang window sticker. Let me see if I get an article that pops up. I don't know how their search engine works. Probably not good. Ford Mustang, 3 bumper sticker, best decals. Oh my Lord. Oh my. Okay, they don't. I gotta love it. I guess it was a article where someone said that the new Mustang supposedly on the window sticker shows that it has 450 horsepower, which would make it lower horsepower than the previous generation. Now, a lot of people think that the new Ford Mustang is going to have 500 horsepower. No, the specialty Mustang is going to have 500 horsepower. The dark horse, the wine named Mustang, that's the one that supposedly is going to have 500 horse. But if you buy a brand new Ford Mustang GT Premium, don't be surprised if stock for stock, the previous generation Mustang makes more power. Now, a lot of people will say the same thing. They'll say, well, once tuners get their hands on it, we all know what I think about that. We all know what I think about what's going to happen with the Ford Mustang and tuning, unless they already cracked it, because supposedly they cracked it with the F-150. After you take so in order to flash the F-150, this is what you got to do. You got to stick your dick in the tailpipe, and then you got to rub the trailer hitch, and then you got to spit in the back of the window. You have to fucking destroy. You have to do so many dumb things to get this thing to flash. And then once it takes a flash the first time, I guess it can supposedly flash from there forward. What a fucking shit show that is. Now, what is more likely? That regulations being tighter make the next generation more powerful or less powerful? Let's do some critical thinking here. If you are holding out hope that the Mustang is going to make more horsepower than the previous generation, well, what's more likely? Tighter regulations, CAFE standards, better mile per gallon standards, all that stuff make the car more powerful or less powerful? I'm going to do a standalone video about vehicle ownership. I think it'll be an interesting take on what's going on with modern vehicles, and I hope you guys stick around for that video. And real quick, I wanted to give a shout out to the Parts Farm. They have on their Instagram page pretty awesome shit. Now, if you go to their Instagram page, The Parts Farm, okay, there's a lot of copycats out there, but The Parts Farm, thepartsfarm.com, they have some pretty fucking badass cars. This is a 13 GT. Parting out, obviously. This one is super. I guarantee this is an NA guy. I mean, the fucking wheels came off the bitch. But they have this one. This thing, no, that's not it. There's a Roush. Look at this one.
2000.
There's a Roush supercharged Mustang that had a low flood. The bearings sound like they're going on the blower, but this is not a car you can register. Meaning it's meant for it to be a car you got to destroy or never be able to register because it was flooded. But it was such a low flood, these guys went through it, they got it back up and running, and for $17,900, you can have a Gen 2 Roush Supercharged Mustang, but you can't register it, obviously. But for a race car, for dumb shit, if you want to build gay drift shit and other dumb shit, I mean, this is your car.
2016 Ford Mustang, right off the trailer, directly from the auction. Hasn't been washed. Didn't need a jump.
Yeah, got a Roush blower, like a 99 millimeter pulley on the bitch.
Roush Supercharged.
With a fucked up bearing. But things like that, if people are going to build a race car, I've always said, why don't they go to like a place like Copart or thepartsfarm.com or something like that to get something that's already running? If you're going to chop it up and it's not going to be a street car, that's where you get your race car body, and you can get it at a very heavy discount, and you might be able to get it with a drivetrain. That would be so cool to build as a race car only, but I got enough fucking projects. I can't do anything until I get myself into a house. If I get into a house in a big garage, I'll buy all the fucking projects. I'll literally have a fleet of vehicles doing dumb shit. So let's say hi to the people here. We'll get after it. Talk some shit. What do you guys think? The Electrify America stuff and that truck being fried blows my mind. Like, it absolutely blows my mind. Tesla is going to have a monopoly on electric vehicles. Now, Chevy has sort of dipped their toes in the water with electric stuff, and you could tell that they're a little gun shy. And depending on what happens in the next election, and this is like super critical, because they set policy for the next 8 years or more, depending on who's in Congress and who's in charge, because the House controls the money. So no matter what the president does and what the Senate does, the House controls the money. If they don't appropriate the proper money for the stuff that the White House and Senate pass, the House controls the pocketbook. It's like saying, okay, we're going to buy a Mustang. Sweet. The House says, fuck you. We're not going to give you the money. So depending on who you put in power can reverse all this bullshit. Hell, their nuclear waste fucking secretary, some bald thing, got caught stealing luggage. Why? I mean, it's a shit show. We got to vote these people the fuck out. Hopefully we can reverse some of the EPA stuff, get some right-minded people in there. But you guys got to go vote. I understand in Florida it's different because Florida is all red. We made this fucking state all red. And you know what's happening, unfortunately? Everyone wants to move here, but it's already a red state. people in blue states have to flip that shit, and it's going to be real difficult for that to happen. But we'll talk some shit, but I think Tesla's going to have a monopoly 100% on the electric car market. And imagine what Farley sees every single time he sees a story like that.
Take that, Elon Musk.
That line, Mr. Farley, was the dumbest fucking thing you could have said in the history of dumb shit. You can't hold a candle as a company or anything to that man and what he's done and what he's responsible for. And you're going to go after him knowing that your shit is a subpar product? Bro, shut the fuck up. Get that wig. That wig has been on your head too long and it's cooking your brain. Gutayama says, I don't mind having electric cars daily, but I can't even use my garage to fit a car in it. So how will I charge my car? Then an electric car is not for you. It's no different than, look, I want a diesel truck. I want a big dually diesel truck. I got nowhere to put it, so I don't buy it. Same thing with electric car. You don't got nowhere to charge it, don't buy it. Go get yourself a little Altima, get yourself a little Sentra, get yourself anything as a daily, not an electric car. Tyler Hornsby, the car was considered totaled. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter what happened to it. Flooded. I think, wait, what happened to Tyler Hornsby? What would he say? Do you think? The man, the myth, the legend, Johnny Sins from Puerto Rico. Can't wait to see more Section Hate video. It's coming up. So, after this show, members will have access. Again, if you're not a member, guys, it's real simple. It's a couple bucks a month. You become a member. It's as low as I think $5 or $7, and you have access to like 30 member videos. And usually, I put out the videos to the members first. So right after the show, I'm gonna air an episode or a 13-minute video of me putting the V Series rears on the notch and talking about upcoming changes to the GT500. We all saw that the fuel system needs addressed, so I'm going to replace the pumps because they're old and get a brand new FC3 controller in hopes that takes care of the issues that I'm having with the car recently. Then Whipple, or somebody from Whipple, reached out to me to do some testing on the 4.5 liter Whipple that I have. They said, don't sell it quite yet. No one's buying it. Hell, people were balking at $3,000 for a blower that can make 11 or 1200. Like, people were like, nah, I want it for 2,000 or 3,000. I'm like, 3,200. You're not gonna, let's just say, negotiate me down from 3,200. But they said, keep it for now. We'll send you some pulleys, and we think you can still make 1,100 on 25 pounds of boost as opposed to 30. Found the link sent for the window sticker in your Gmail channel support. I love you. By the way, I came across this video today and it's an absolute winner. Remember Tim McAmis we were talking about? He says, if you're at a racetrack and you see the guy next to you and he looks like a, you know what? Don't race him because some people don't belong in the track. And I want to make this a sound clip.
If you get in your car and you have questions about the person that you're driving, if you look over and this guy is a window-licking fucktard getting ready to get in his Pro Mod, put your shit in reverse and back out. You don't.
That's it. I mean, that's exactly the sound clip I want to get because that guy just spills all the fucking knowledge. I love that fucking dude, man. I wish there were more people like that, but there aren't because they got to save their fucking necks. They're repping apart. They don't want to blah, 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 blah. Fuck all that shit. So I'm going to go to the Gmail and we'll see about the Drive, supposedly the Drive.com article so that I can talk about it because it was really interesting to see that the new Mustang with two throttle bodies and 2 cold airs is supposedly less powerful than the previous generation. Oh, it's Ford Authority. So check it out. Let's read together, bitchos. Earlier this week, Ford Authority exclusively reported that the 24 GT, which was just revealed in September, will generate 450 horsepower from its naturally aspirated 5-liter power plant. That is precisely the same output as the current GT. Now, Ford Authority has gotten hands on a Monroney label or window sticker, Monroney label, for the 24 Mustang GT, which sheds more light on the matter. This 24 GT Monroney label appears to be the very first instance of the sticker for this vehicle. And as we can see clearly at the top, it shows 450 horsepower. Where? It says clearly, motherfucker. Okay, hold on. Let me look, because I'm blind. Oh, right there. 450 horsepower right here. Right here says 450 horsepower. The same reported a few days ago. This particular sticker belongs to a GT Premium Coupe finished in Vapor Blue Metallic with the 6-speed manual transmission as well as the optional performance package. As Ford Authority was the first to report in October, the 22 Mach 1 models took a 10 horsepower and 10 pound-foot torque hit to their respective outputs, which brought those numbers down from 460 and 420 to 450, 410. It's worth noting that the 450 power figure applies to the GT only, not the new Wine Horse variant, which is targeting a 500. To boot, as a reminder, the 24 GT, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so basically, you're buying it S550 and a half, just like we said. So, according to Ford Authority, they have gotten themselves a hold of a window sticker, and it says, same horsepower as last generation. Look, you guys might think that I'm bullshitting, but show me a 2021 or a 2022 Mustang running 8s. Show me. Can anybody show me a 21 or 22 Mustang running 8s? That's not to say there aren't any, but I guarantee I can show you a bunch of 2018 to 2020 Mustangs running 8s or low 9s. I thought only the Dark Horse has 2 throttle bodies. I don't know. I honestly don't care because I'm not going to buy it. I'm done with Ford. The next car I buy is not going to be a new Ford. Plain and simple. Late again, damn it, says Ron Lowenberg. Working right now, dropping a line. Thank you, No Chill. Joker's performance ready for that fire content. That thing reminds me of a Charger with the front end. Jimmy Jam says, I know I've been gone for a while, man, but I'm not too impressed with the S650. Not a lot of people are, but see, the problem is this. Ford employs people to tell you it's badass. Ford employs people that don't tell you and they don't disclose outwardly, I work for Ford, so my opinion is 100% based on the fact that I get a paycheck from Ford. So when somebody says the new Ford Mustang is the best Ford Mustang ever, and I go, do you work for Ford? Yeah. Okay, then shut the fuck up. Whatever you say is null and void because you're getting paid by that company to say so. Remember all these commercials with Chevy, the best-selling truck in... No, Chevy Silverado, best truck in America. And then 10 seconds later, you hear another... Dodge Ram, the best truck in America. Then 20 seconds later, you're like... Ford F-150, the best truck in America. And you're like, but which one's the best truck? If it's almost identical motor, do you think the computers are the same as 21 Plus? No, supposedly the computers are the same as 21 Plus F-150. 21 or 22 Mustang going 8s, someone drop it out of an airplane? Ford is going to pull a Mercedes and make you pay extra for the second throttle body to work. I said that last chat, so sorry. Can I request you to tune my Dark Horse? Look, I don't know what's going to happen. My last video where I uploaded me just buffing the wheels and stuff, there was a moment of like, not clarity, but you know, you get to thinking about what the future is going to be. I'm 44 years old. Do I want to like invest in something big knowing that the industry is potentially going to tank and collapse? And what do you guys think is more likely based on what the administrations are doing, based on what government is doing, based on everything that everyone is doing? Do you think performance and racing industry will become more robust or less robust? Meaning new car stuff. Look, I think the 2020 Mustang is the last great Mustang. It's the last great one. 2021's fine, but you could tell that there was not many computers falling off of trucks for people to get their hands on it to be able to index stuff properly. And again, I don't want to give it too much away because I want to talk about that on my next standalone video. I have some takes that I think are interesting to make us think, okay, who owns the car? You know, and I'm not going to give it up, but I want to probably make a video tomorrow about it. Just me sitting in front of a camera, rapping with the folks, and, you know, asking some questions that a lot of people don't really ask. And I think we need some answers when it comes to stuff like that. Have you made a decision about the exhaust for the ZR1? Not rushing, just curious. No, I understand. Look, I want it to sound a certain way. And I understand a lot of people say, Alex, you should keep the stock exhaust because you can turn it down or turn it up. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have not put on quiet mode in that ZR1 since I've owned it. It's always been opened up. So then I'm thinking, if I want to reinstall the stock mufflers, I can always do that. But I want to have the gnarliest, choppity chop dumb shit. Yes, I'm gay. When it comes to the LS stuff, obviously I want the cam to give me horsepower, but there is a certain sound that I am going for with that Corvette, 100%. Yeah, the industry is just fucked. I get, buy a house, you're employable in many industries. I understand that I'm employable in many industries, but I'm telling you, the houses here are $550 and up for something that's decent. Meaning, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy that's gonna
trust me. You're not
take the drywall down, redo it, take a wall down, do the roof. Fuck that. I want to buy a house that's turnkey. I can go in and just maintain it, but I want it to look nice, but not lavish. I'm just a bro. But it's gonna cost me $550 to $600 for a house like that with some land and a big garage. I need that because this is a business. This YouTube stuff is a business. I am making money and paying taxes, so it is a business. So if I'm gonna make a purchase on a house, it has to be big enough to accommodate all my needs. So I'm not gonna buy a $250,000, $400,000 house and then have to put another $150,000 into it for it to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to say, we're in the dark times of the performance car era. I don't know if it's ever gonna come back. If you guys watch things like, I love sci-fi. I'm a big sci-fi psycho. I love the movie I, Robot. I, Robot best represents what the future is going to be. And really, really, really watch that movie, guys. It is scary how on track that movie is. Where self-driving cars are safer than human-driven vehicles. Where you're tracked everywhere you go and there isn't anywhere you can't go without being tracked. There is no such thing as you just going somewhere, burying a body, and coming back. There's always like, well, your cell phone pinged off of this tower and you were here at this time. So, you know, when you look at old murder mysteries like the 70s, 80s, 90s, you could literally get away with murder. Nowadays, you can't even take a shit without someone knowing you're taking a shit. It's a crazy time. So I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. Oh, in terms of performance and where the car industry is going, it's going to go autonomous, electric, green, you know, dumb shit. Do your neighbors hate you yet? Mine complained about my 5.0 exhaust to the HOA and it wasn't even that loud. Flowmaster Outlaws on it. Mac Attack, I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. They love me here. They literally love me here. They see my cars and they're like, hey, fuck, that thing's badass, man. I say, thank you. I get in my GT500. Fuck, oh, this thing's so pretty. Oh, fuck. What's in it? You know? I've never had anyone give me a sideways look. Why? Number one, I'm respectful. A lot of you guys out there have Borla suck my asses and you do cold starts and you sit there all day until the car warms up. In my GT500, the moment it's on, it's in reverse drive and I'm leaving the complex. My white car is probably my loudest car on cold start. Start, go. I don't sit there. There's a Subaru in the complex. I could hear it from my house. I'm like, that thing sounds like shit. My cars sound like nice, crisp, good sounding muscle cars. They don't sound annoying, but I'm very lucky that everyone here is super chill. Turnkey house like a motorhome? No, you know what I mean. Why would he move to Texas? That's dumb. I live here. Texas, I love you guys. You know, I understand you guys that live in Texas right now probably think it's the best fucking state ever. Oh, man, fucking Texas, man. Yeah, no one messes with Texas. We're fucking badasses here. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Nothing in Texas spoke to me. Nothing in Texas made me go, I have to live here. I'm a beach guy. I like blue, beautiful water and tropical trees and sunsets and just the way the scenery. You know how it is. You smell like a vacation. You know, there's just a constant great food, great atmosphere, chill, boats, bitches, hot rods. That's South Florida. Nothing that I've seen anywhere and I've been all over Texas, comes even close to what I have access to. So I'm never, and Florida is right now probably the best state to live in. Let's be honest. Florida has the best governor. It turned completely fucking red. The laws here are pro-business, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. You could carry a fucking gun, a python, in your straight pipe Cobra to the beach. They don't give a fuck. Texas is turning, unfortunately, absolutely. People think that Texas is this badass, Billy Badass red state. Bullshit. Full of insecure cowboy fucks that is eventually going to vote Democrat. HOAs only suck when they will fine you for parking outside or having your garage door open. Some are good, but that can flip depending on who's in charge. I would never buy a house in an HOA ever in history. There are unincorporated sections of West Palm Beach, Loxahatchee, the Acreage, and Royal Palm that I would hit up way before I do anything with an HOA. My car is loud, Corsa long free flowing with Corsa Helix. Oh my god, it's gay. It's that sounds like the gayest exhaust setup I've ever heard. I thought Texas was a bad state to live in. I thought Texas was a badass state to live in. No, tell me what's badass about Texas besides the car scene. Tell me. The food? Stop it. I have people speed through my apartment complex, Hellcats and Trackhawks. Got it. Exactly why turn your car on. It's not a 1970 car. It takes some time to new car to warm 20 minutes. Do the good cool. Yeah, okay. I just go. Have you ever been in 956 a la verga? Cuz, yes. Could be worse. I live in Ohio. You live in Ohio like me. It all sucks minus where we have a red state and can carry anywhere. Texas will always be overrated. I'm not a Texas fan. I'm not a hater because I don't actively hate Texas. I just dislike when people say Texas is better than anything else and they've never lived anywhere else. I've lived in 4 states and been visited over 30. Nothing that in my travels, nothing compares to South Florida. Not Orlando, not Venice, not Tampa, not St. Augustine, not Jacksonville, not Pensacola, not Destin. South Florida between Jupiter and Boca. Texas equals baby California. Compared to Cali, yeah, it's badass. I agree. I wouldn't be able to have all those cars in my backyard if I lived in an HOA. The car scene. My neighbors don't mind my car, but I got an EcoBoost rental, so I can't hear it. Kelvin Estrada says, I lived 20 years in Florida. Went to the beach a handful of times. Been in Texas 1 year. I love it so far. Bro, you probably lived in fucking Orlando. Barbecue would have been the other plus. That's about it. Pretend someone hit you with the electric cars are green. Make 3 points to counter that argument. I love how Second Shift Racing wants to steer the conversation some other way. I'm going to be honest with you. I love electric cars. And I'm never going to say anything negative about them because I think the theory behind them are great. The green stuff, you can have another argument. That's a political argument. I don't care about politics when it comes to green Teslas. Forget electric cars. To me, there is no other electric car than Tesla and Lucid. Lucid Air, even though that Lucid doesn't make money, it's a wonderful car based on everything you hear about it. 1,000+ horsepower, big, beautiful sedan, luxurious, awesome, but it's big fucking money. It's huge money. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, the counterpoint to the green. Shush, stop it. What are the signs of the fuel pump going out? Currently getting a PO148 fuel delivery error, so just bought a D-Works 400 pump. Why'd you do that? 2012 GT stock fuel system still. The D-Works 400 with the check valve supposedly cut down in flow so much, it didn't flow any more than a stock pump. So just because you have a D-Works 400 pump doesn't necessarily mean you have more fuel flow than you would stock if it has an internal check valve. Yeah, born and raised in Venice, Florida, nothing but old people, right? Gotta love it. The only reason I wouldn't live in Florida is that they don't have any refineries making gas pay the bills. Gotcha. Do you think my 6RD full bolt-on Mustang with a 350 manifold can push high 11s on 93? Yep. Mine did on the street. Not a problem. Every time I hear Orlando, I bow my head for moving here. Alex, what do you call a small car? I don't know what he's talking about. How much did Elon pay you? I wish. Florida is incredibly boring aside from South Florida. Ask me how I know. Yes. Yeah, okay. Understand this, gentlemen. Please understand this. If you're thinking about moving to Florida, unless you can afford to live in South Florida, which is very expensive, guys, ridiculously expensive. It is not cheap here, okay? Rent is going to be $2,100, $2,200, $2,300 for a 2.2 or a 2.1. If it's in a neighborhood where you don't get fucking shot. So if you say, I want to move to Florida, well, Polk County fucking sucks. Tampa sucks. Sarasota sucks. Bradenton sucks. Jacksonville sucks. most of it sucks. Every person, when I was single, girls would come down from like Orlando that I met up with or whatever, or they come up and they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that South Florida was like this. Blue, ice blue, gorgeous water, really nice restaurants everywhere. There is a Northeast vibe here because most of the people in Palm Beach County are New Yorkers and they have a ton of money and they have their winter house here. They snowbird here and they're fucking loaded. So there's bagel shops, coffee houses, pizza. There's Colombian, Ecuadorian, Peruvian, Mexican food. There's everything here. What would you pay $400 for a lock N-Gage? How do I confirm it's unlocked prior to buying? You tell the gentleman if it's a Lund Racing N-Gage, tell him to go to the tuning status screen and send you a photo. Then you can send us that photo and we can verify if it's able to be unlocked. Rubber Baby Buggy Bumper says, hey Alex, I don't mean to beat a dead horse with this question, but can you elaborate why the R2300 for the Roush are a poor choice of blower? Who the hell said that? That is my favorite blower for that generation. Don't get me wrong. The Whipple front feed 3.0 is great, but at 10 PSI, which is going to be 80% of the people out there, 10 PSI pump gas people with a BAP, and maybe a MU52 or a MU52 or ID1000 or G-Stroke 95 injector and a BAP. That is the best feeling blower, period. The Roush 2300 for the 15 to 17 Mustang, in my most humble of opinions, is the best blower. The TVS rotor pack hits hard down low, period. I'd love to eventually take my Blue GT500 to a rental and just do 8th mile stuff because I don't want to go 170 and something happen and I fucking pancake the car. I can't. I really don't want to pancake that car. But if I do like 8th mile stuff just to see if it front half's really heavy with the 2300 with the 2650 versus the Whipple, I think that'd be a good time. But I think you have it backwards. I love the 2300 for that generation. Buying a YSI LSX Z06 stock bottom end Gen 2 building a YSI LSX Z06 and a stock bottom end Gen 2 Coyote with a Whipple or VMP with a basic fuel system sounds great right about now. Right. Gentlemen, thank you, Dustin Tenor. Gentlemen, if you're looking to build a car and you can afford a new car, I'm going to stop you right there and say, go get yourself a 20 and under vehicle or a Z06 or a used ZR1 if you got some good money, because they're going to be like $65,000 to $70,000 for a high mileage ZR1 C6. A Z06 is going to cost you $40,000. So you're old is new. Old is new again. Old is new. You're going to have to get your hands dirty. You can't affirm all the parts. But I think the days of buying a brand new car and making it an 8-second car within 6 months are over. The Gen 3 18 current Roush blower is a trash blower. Exactly. How'd you like Sean Madden's white vet? I didn't look at the video. I have no time, dude. I love you. I have no fucking time anymore. It's kind of crazy how little time I have. Since I didn't get the 10-0 bounty money, what did you reallocate for the 502 Fox body parts? It's still kind of just there. It's kind of just floating. But yeah, I was hoping you would at least run a number. I think you had a slave issue or cylinder. I don't know. You had some clutch issue. Big surprise. Bondobird had a clutch issue. Hey, yeah, thanks, guys. Except for Coca-Cola's, he's the Heyo, right? The Roush 2650 is the Roush. Yeah, exactly. This trash one. The Roush 2650 blower is so bad that people are picking it up secondhand. Now. If you want a 2650 and retrofit it into an older Coyote setup and put a MAF on it, it'll probably do okay. You're going to have higher IATs because the intercooler is insanely inefficient. But I really wouldn't try to make big power with the 2650 Roush blower. Now, some people are like, hit me up in the email, Alex, let's be the first one to go 8s with the Roush blower. I'm like, I literally don't care. Like, I get nothing if your Roush 2650 runs 8s. Just like I get nothing if a turbo car runs 8s, Whipple car runs 8. There is no rawing that setup. It's a dud setup. I'm just trying to help you out because if you were to ask me, Alex, should I get a Roush 2650? I'm like, I would get any other blower than a Roush 2650. Gutayama says, do you have any recommendations on injectors for pushing like 800 horsepower? Hey, Gutayama, what fuel are you going to use? What fuel are you going to use? Since high school, I've wanted to build 14 Shelby and a 01. Your car showed me my wallet still isn't deep enough. So I bought an 09 3,300 pound manual twin turbo straight 6 BMW for my birthday. Hey, that's badass. Who would have thought the car era would just come to a halt? Well, let's think. Right, exactly. Built motor, go slower. Imagine you lived in the 60s and you had car. There was a commercial. There was a cool old Javelin commercial. Where a kid brings his car to his dad's house and he's like, yeah, this commercial. Let me see. Here, look at this commercial. This was in the 60s, and this is a son comes home after he got mom's car and he modified it. Imagine living in this era. And then we'll talk about it. Oh, come on.
Albert! What is it?
It's the Javelin you bought me.
This is the beautiful new Javelin you baked me for? I hardly recognize it. Oh, what's that sticking out of the hood? The special 390 engine?
It's a Supercharger. Adds a lot more horsepower.
What happened to the reclining bucket seats and the deep pile carpeting?
That's useless weight on the drag strip.
You kids today. Eleanor! I want your mother to come down here and see how you butchered your car.
Butchered?
Butchered!
Some people like the Javelin for what it is. Some people like the Javelin for what it can be.
Right. Some people like the car for what it can be. And unfortunately, we don't have that option anymore. And when you look at a car, you look at a blank canvas. And just like a woman can look at a room and go, I'm going to put some fucking curtains here. I'm going to put a picture there. Oh, okay. I look at a Mustang and I go, V-Series welds, 4-inch hood, fucking, it's a blank canvas. So imagine you lived in the 60s and you had these cars and you wanted, you just had this desire to build a car every time. So you had access to Camaros, Mustangs, Javelins, Chargers, Challengers, Torinos, Galaxies, like ridiculously badass cars. And Novas, Chevelles, Malibus, just like the cream of the crop of stuff. And then the gas crisis hits. Gas crisis. There was no real gas crisis. Saudi Arabia was like, fuck you. And we had to suck their dick. And all of a sudden, you get the 74 Mustang, the 81 Trans Am with a 301 single turbo on one manifold. And that lasted from 74, hell, let's say 73, all the way to 86, 87. That is 12 years of just absolutely nothing happening with cars. Let's fast forward to now. You now have, supposedly the earth is getting hotter. So we have to burn a bunch of, basically we have to get a bunch of more carbon fuel to make the electric cars, to make the plastics, to make the wheels, the tires, the rubber, to make the electric parts, right? It's not like the sun is making this shit or providing the electricity to make this shit. And now people are having another knip ship. Oh my God. So now the 2020 whatever the fuck Mustang is going to have less horsepower than the previous generation or the same. And then all of a sudden, poof, it'll be gone. At least they had petroleum-based vehicles that were gay as fuck, the Malaise era. And you could buy some shit. Remember when they had a Delta 88 with a diesel? Remember when they were trying to shove diesel up your ass? And they made stock block 350s diesels and the fucking blocks exploded? So, I don't know how it's going to end, but it does not look good. But I am comparing this era to the automotive performance and racing industry to the early 70s. The exact same thing is happening, except the boogeyman being Saudi Arabia back then, or whoever the fuck was saying there was a gas crisis. And now it's the earth has a fever, and we have to all of a sudden make cars that probably take up more resources to make. Maybe not, because there's less moving parts in an electric car. But you still got to make the stuff. You still got to mine the stuff. Do you think the Caterpillar bulldozer that's mining shit, moving shit, and putting stuff in trucks to mine the raw materials to get the battery material out of the earth? You think that bitch is running on a battery? No, it's running on diesel. Stop. Ford had a GT500 commercial saying they came to Germany because they couldn't find a speed limit like in America. Is 2021 fine to have a 700 horsepower street car? Nothing crazy. I know it's limited. He said nothing crazy in 700 horsepower street car. Lithium mines are so beautiful when they're finished with them. Right. What's going on, fellas? 74, the only year V8 wasn't an option. Back in the 70s, car guys knew as much as Turvy. GTX now is a badass car. Sort of like what OPEC is doing these days. Pumping more oil, 2 days later, pumping less oil. Next 2 weeks, they produce more, then a month later, less oil again. Manipulating the market has been going on for a long time. When do D695 injectors start running out of steam? I can't find anything on the limit. I don't know if the new injectors for my build. Look, Carter's TV, go to the injector dynamics injector calculator and just go by what ID1000s do. And that's a general sense of what to do. Again, guys, there's this thing called the internet. And on the internet, you can find ways of building a nuclear reactor, a rocket. You could pretty much find instructions to do anything. So look it up. Alex, you think the electric car push is the new cash for clunker scheme from the late 90s? No way. Nuh-uh. Alfredo Diaz, no fucking way. This is happening. 1, efficiency is better. Think about it. Efficiency is better. The amount of electricity an electric car consumes in a full charge is like 80% efficient versus a gasoline powered car. Now, I'm not saying that, you can't really make a case for gallons per kilowatt hour. I mean, I guess you can, but the amount of energy it takes to push a petroleum-based vehicle 350 miles for a tank is less efficient than it takes an electric car to push it 350 miles. It is just simply more efficient. And you can generate electricity by many factors like braking, the regenerative braking these cars have that actually slow the car down and that actually charges the battery back up. Little things like that typically can't happen on gas-powered vehicles. Now, we're going to talk about hybrid. Well, the problem with hybrid is the cost. Are you willing to pay $70,000 for a hybrid Mustang? No. No, you're not. You're not willing to pay $70,000 for a 700 horsepower hybrid Mustang. So Ford goes, well, let's make a hybrid Mustang, but it's probably going to be super low power, 300 horse, but get 500 miles a tank. And you're not going to buy that. You want 700 horse and 700 miles per tank. And that is going to cost big fucking money. Cash for Clunkers led to more repossessions than anything. I think Cash for Clunkers was more of a bank scheme. I have nothing to base this off of, just opinion. Cash for Clunkers incentivized you into getting a new vehicle, and the government, aka you, paid yourself a tax credit for buying a modern vehicle if you crushed your old vehicle. So that made you get a loan. And it was a false stimulus for the economy, where all of a sudden people were borrowing. They'd go to a dealership, show up in a jalopy, but you still had to get a loan. Oh my God, I got $5,000 for this jalopy that's worth $1,700. Yes, sir. Okay, let's get me into a new vehicle. No problem. Tax write-off, government voucher, but you still have a $25,000 loan you have to pay. Like, I don't understand how people didn't see that. They didn't see that it was like You still have to pay a loan back that other car you turned in had no loan on. No lien on, whatever. Just say what's up. Thanks for the great content as always. Thank you, Nate. Had a guy at work say cars today couldn't hang with the big block cars back in the day. Oh my God, are they psycho? See, they don't understand that big block cars back in the day were 14 and 13-second cars. Now, there were some big blocks that had high compression, running on nitro or some there was nitro methane powered race cars back in the day, and very far and few between. Street cars, like psychos. But the vast majority of big block 496, blah, 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 Boss 429, blah, 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 were 14-second cars. How did the tubular K member on the red car handle or hold up to street driving? Seems like a reasonable upgrade if I'm spending a weekend under the car installing headers. Why do people think that a K member is going to handle badly? How are you driving? Like, are you taking ridiculous tight turns? The K member was on a car that had front skinnies. So you drive a car a certain way with front skinnies. You don't slam turns. It's not an autocross car. It handled fine. I had no issue. I sat in a seminar at work where they talked about the future state of EV battery tech. Solid state battery tech will solve the power density requirements of today's vehicles. Absolutely. See, right now we're in the infant stage of electric vehicles, and they're that good. They're that good. Don't look at Chevy or Ford as an example. Look at Tesla. Tesla's Model 3, Tesla's Model Y is the best-selling car in California. Not EV, car. The best-selling EV by far are the Y and the 3. According to Elon Musk, he would rather not even make the S and the X because they don't really pay. But for me, Alejandro Flores, a performance car enthusiast, I want the Plaid or the X Plaid because it's a bigger, nicer, 9-second SUV. And we're in the infant stages of the electric car game. Let's compare okay, when did cars start becoming a thing? The Model T. The Model T was the first vehicle that was mass produced because Ford invented the assembly line. Henry Ford invented or came up with the assembly line. And all of a sudden you can mass produce these vehicles for cheap money. So, from 1920 something to 1950 something, what did cars look like and how did they perform? What did cars look like and how did they perform? 40 years. What do you think 40 years from now electric cars will be doing? Remember, it is 2022. The Plaid runs 9s and one of them runs 8s with weight reduction. The SUV runs 9s. The Model 3 Performance is well into the 11s. And even the shittiest ones are 13 or 12-second cars. So what do you think is going to happen with battery technology, hybrid stuff? They're going to eventually they're going to come to a point where they're going to go, we can't keep making holes in the earth to mine lithium. So all that is going to do is spur on more technology, and I guarantee they're going to come up with synthetic materials to actually be able to hold a charge and be something that's reusable and be great in 40 years. We're not still driving around Model Ts. So don't think that this variant of the electric car is going to stay static. It's going to be very much an evolution of it. Now, I love my petroleum-based vehicles. I love my GT500. The Fox body just brings me back. The ZR1 is a bad motherfucker. But damn it, don't you think I'd love a 9-second electric car that gets a 500-mile range? Stop it. Get them likes up. Dropping a like and catching the replay tomorrow. How many likes do we have? 307. Right on par with the chat. Was there recently talk of a Tesla restyling their lineup? No, nothing I've heard of yet. And I'm really tuned into the whole Elon Musk bullshit. 3 to 5 miles an hour was fastback day. Flying, running Mr. Fusion. Took my buddy's Plaid for a ride. It's insane. I have yet to drive one, and I almost don't want to because I am a horsepower and torque and speed addict. I am 100%. My brain does not function properly if I get in a vehicle that is insanely fun. The ZR1, I bought it sight unseen, and I was on the airplane with my girlfriend, and I was secretly scared that I was going to hate this car. And then when we Ubered to the guy's house, and she saw it, And she went, ooh. Like, her reaction made me go, oh, I made the right choice. Then we took it for a drive. And we fucking got on it. She said, damn, this thing's fucking fast. So, I'm an addict that way. So, I can't get into a car like a Plaid that is just clean and beautiful. No noise. And instant torque? No. I can't get in that thing. Okay. Tesla's problem is reliability. Actually, you're wrong. I don't know where you're getting your information, man. You're 100% wrong on that. Old school muscle cars were violent, but they aren't fast compared to today's cars. Nissan Maxima would gap a SS454 Chevelle. Hey Alex, awesome stream. Quick question. If you still had your black GT today, what would you have done differently to compare to when you had it? Oh, that's a good one. So if I would have had my 2011 all over again, let's say brand new, nothing done to it, 0 miles, right? I would have probably... that's a good question. So my problem with that car is I was indecisive as to suspension mods. I went through many sets of wheels, which I am also a wheel whore. I'm with wheels like women are with purses. Different purses for different uses. I have 7 sets of wheels for these cars. So I got to get rid of 3 sets. It's so stupid, but I love them. So I probably would have built the rear end. I probably would have built the rear end, welded the axle tubes early. I'm going to be honest with you. I would have gone T56 earlier or Ben Calimer Stage 3 a lot earlier. I waited a long time, and the trans did last me 115,000 miles. I did get 115,000 miles off of that MT82. But to be honest with you, I think the build went really well. I ended up with a Barton shifter. I had a MGW. I didn't like it, so I went with the Barton. I loved it. Went the Mantic clutch, loved it. Went with 410 gears with a T56 with a 266 first gear, loved it. Had E85 and ID1000s or D-Torque 95s, that was great. I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a pretty perfect car for what it was. I don't think I would have built the motor and then kept it stick. Theoretically, to make that car super fast would have been silly stick. Unless I had to throw a lot of money at it. I would have just built a Fox. Because the Fox is already 400, 500 pounds lighter. So, honestly, I probably would have not done much different than what I already did. I rode in a Plaid coming from a 1070 S197. It's still insane. Melt your face insane because there's 0 delay. It feels like a 60-foot trans brake launch, yet you can do it over and over again. Fit and finish is the only issue online with fender gaps. You know what? You're wrong. Everyone regurgitates the same bullshit people said about Teslas 2 years ago. Their fit and finish based on their GigaPress has been ridiculously improved. So stop regurgitating shit people said 2 years ago about the P85. Teslas are all over Alabama and squatted truck. Same here. I collect wheels like shoes. I'm a 20-year-old master tech / foreman. Okay. I still buy one as a daily. Me too. Donate me some rear drags I really need for a G8, but I could use some of the Mustang, I suppose. I'm not giving you anything. I'm going to sell the wheels off of the Notch. They're the Shelby style torque thrust wheels. They're 18-inch. Good tires on them too. I think they're exactly S197 fitment or 99 to 04 fitment. It looks like these wheels belong 99 to 04 cars or S197s because the offset is perfect. I put it on the GT500 members only video. If you remember, I installed the rear torque thrust style wheel on the GT500 and it fit perfectly. And I probably sell this for like $750 or $800. Dropping a like, catch replay in the morning. Fruits hold a charge, powered by fruits and bananas in the tailpipe. These are the cars that are on the road. Damn, I'm lately. Tesla's fit and finish keeps getting better while Ford's keeps getting worse. That's a great point, Izzy. Our excellent point. Am I giving away cookies? I don't know what's happening. I think they're in Tennessee. Nestor says, would you think a Tesla be good for content? I'm going to be honest with you, no. I think a lot of people would hate me if I bought a Tesla, Nestor, because it would stomp everything I got on the street. Stomp it. It'll do it at 4,000 pounds. It will stomp the white car, stomp the ZR1, stomp the Notch. donkey stomp problem. Actually, the GT500 is the only one that has a fighting chance 60 to 130. 0 to 60, nothing. So people would probably go, oh, he's an Elon dick sucker now. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Because what can you do to a Model S Plaid? Appearance stuff. Just like modern Mustangs. What can you do to a Model S Plaid what can you do to a Mustang GT 2024 and up if it can't be tuned that you can't do to a Model S Plaid? Appearance. Like, the aftermarket is going to be Raxium, wheels, suspension, tint, speakers, dash. That's the market for these modern cars. But performance-based stuff, headers, clutches, I think it's going to be a problem if you can't get into the computer early. If you can get into the computer early, then there comes another issue. And I'm not going to talk about it on this show. I'll talk about it on a standalone video. Right. Like, imagine a Plaid that is light. Guys, that's like an 870 car, 880 car. If you can somehow take 1,000 pounds off the bitch. Maki was trying to race me on the highway last week, but really didn't care. I beat a Maki with my NA 15 GT. I know him. He's on the chat too. Yeah, Alex's wrap of the week. Hey, look, I wrapped it a different color. Look, like, there is no customization. Again, I don't look at a Plaid as a empty canvas. I look at that as a tool. I'm gonna get me somewhere fast and have fun. But the Fox body's an empty canvas. The S197's an empty canvas. The S550, like, this is something I want to modify and make my own and personalize it. Because let's be honest, a vehicle is a reflection of your personality. If you have stanced, bagged stuff, it just tells people you love sucking dick. And that's okay. Apparently it's okay to suck dick nowadays. So you are telling people, I suck dick, by having your wheels like this and your car scraping everywhere. Cool. When you see a guy that has a all blacked out 69 Camaro Pro Street with a big fucking 871 on top of a high compression, alcohol burning, this guy's all business and gay. Oh, shit. If you work for Ford, shop, for example, and you do a decent amount of warranty work for one model, that's not a great sample size of a general reliability of said model. The Fox is great. Teslas, they're quick, not fast. Actually, they're fast because they can go is 200 miles an hour fast? Can your car go 200 miles an hour? Plaid or V3? Well, for customization, V3. The V3, all I need it to be is a 9-second car. Again, guys, I would trade my GT500 for a V3, no problem. Matt, you're wrong on a voltage booster would have that thing running forever. Okay, what's a 350R say about someone? Well, it depends. Some people buy a 350R as a all business handling car. And I think the same people that buy like a GT3 are the same people that would get into a GT350R because it's a cheaper version of that. The GT3, I think it's an NA car that handles really well and has a stick shift option, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe, I don't know shit about Porsche. But the 350R, when I see it, I go, badass car. I don't think he's a homo. I think the car's badass. It's the best S550 handling car, period. Bags and underglow equals LGBTQ. Old school, gay, 700 horsepower Chevy with curved wheels. Damn, I guess I'm turvy gang. Alex really does hate big blocks. I love big blocks. Look, if I could get a high compression big block in the Fairmont with a fucking 200, actually a 500 shot, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I've always said the Mustangs were the best because not all performance mods you can do. Not anyone. Take that, Elon Musk. Okay. Same applies to squatted trucks. Neon lights or Starlight headliner on the 01 gun to head. Ooh. Neon lights or Starlight headliner on the 01 gun to head. Neon lights. Apparently I'm gay because I have a disco ball in the back. Plaid beat 1,000 horsepower McLaren in a roll race. They are fast as fuck. No, I know that. I just always hear that bullshit. Gotcha. How much horsepower does it take in an S197 to go 200 miles an hour? Well, GT500 did it, and it's 660 something. A GT500 is an S197. With the TR6060 and 331 rear final gear, it went 200 miles an hour. What would a code red say about someone? What is a code red again? Oh, well, look, I love Fat House. Fat House is badass, but you and I both know no code red owner is ever going to go Watt. And if he does, he'll probably end up in a fucking pond or a ditch. Go drive a Tesla for 2 weeks and make a video. Who is going to let me borrow a Plaid for 2 weeks? Who's going to let me borrow a Plaid for 2 weeks? Any fans here close to Florida will let me borrow a Plaid for 2 weeks? All the 350R owners I know are just old rich people. What does a V6 New Edge... Stop it. I wonder if they use wood screws on that Celine Tesla. Why doesn't this channel have JDM cool stuff where GTR talk? What? It's not the disco ball. It's the purple dome light on the Fox. Bro, every time I open that thing at night, I'm like, you fucking stupid motherfucker. By the way, I sent the carburetor to AD and I did the biggest mistake ever. I didn't put my fucking information in the box. In the box. They want it in the box. I said, well, like, it's on the box. My information is on the box. So I would hope that they can do something about it. Let me see if he emailed me back. Nope. Oh, we'll see. He said he's going to be on the lookout for it, but I hope he doesn't lose my carburetor. That would really suck. I totally forgot to put a slip in there that told me, actually, that doesn't make sense. It kind of does make sense. 99% of them aren't Plaids. Yeah, but the P100D ludicrous mode is a 10-second car sedan. The new GT3s have a man pedal option. Most GT3s in the US are optioned with a manual. I don't have a Plaid. I have a flannel. I have a flannel you can borrow. Sure, someone on Turo has one to rent. We are broke. Don't worry about that. Gotcha. Dropping a like, and I'll catch a replay later. Got into an argument with a guy the other day. He said that a Plaid isn't stock, and if it was, then a Pro Mod is stock. What? How is a Plaid not stock? That's like saying a GT500 is not stock. That's like saying a ZR1's not stock. Does he think a Plaid is a Model S modified by someone else? You know, sometimes people just need to just drink bleach, because honestly, car arguments, I've heard people say the same thing over and over, and I wonder where the fuck, like, I wonder how we're the same species. Have you ever been talking to somebody about cars and they go, well, nothing beats a Hemi because top fuel dragsters? What? I guarantee there's some homo out there that bought a Dodge Ram pickup truck because it has a Hemi, because top fuel dragsters have a Hemi. It's not the same Hemi. Yeah, it's a 10-second car. The GT3 comes in 991 specs and a manual 99.2 with a PDK. Hey, Alex. Tour app, car rental app for people renting out their personal vehicles. Look for a Plaid in your area. No way. No, thank you. That's what I said. Guess high horsepower makes something not stock. What will the Tesla Roadster weigh? Just wait till that shit drops. Look, Elon Musk also put up a thing. He said that a 81,000-pound truck drove 500 miles. Now, truck drivers are all, that's not special. I can go 800 miles. You guys are fucking missing the point. Let's say you're a corporation like Frito-Lay, like PepsiCo, like Coca-Cola, like Budweiser. You are not making 1,000-mile runs. You're making semi-local and semi-far trips. You're not making massively, stupidly long fucking trips all the time. You're making runs from a plant to a delivery or to a processing, or from a processing to a... Oh, only 500 miles? You're telling me an electric truck, tractor trailer, drove 500 miles fully loaded? And no one's impressed by that. Man, y'all gotta stop. That was Dodge's marketing at first. That thing got a Hemi. Hemi's a Hemi. You ever think they'll have EV car shows? They already do. There are already meetups where they're only allowing Model S's, 3s, and Ys. What's good, dude? What's up, Angel Puerto Rico? People who buy that Hemi look like Joe Dirt. I have built a 2-valve and I wanted to tune it, and I wanted to know if I need an SET device to tune it, or can I see the HP tuner software to tune it? You could either. Lightning can't go at 100 miles. There are people out there that worship the Godzilla over the Coyote. Who? Who's the psychopath doing that? I had a guy at a gas station tell me the Godzilla in my S197 would make it faster. How? It makes less horsepower. I only get 219 on my car. How much weight was the semi pulling? Did you not hear the part where I said 81,000 pounds? What part of 81,000 pounds didn't you understand? Then the truckers have to take 30-minute breaks before every 8 hours. Correct. So if you're a over-the-road independent contractor, electric trucks are not for you. This is for companies that employ truck drivers to take their product from one plant to a distribution plant and vice versa. And the chargers are at the plant where you got to park your shit anyway, get unloaded, and have a super duper charger set up on there. And then let's say you get unloaded and reloaded. Let's say you make a 250-mile trip from this Pepsi bottling plant to this Pepsi processing plant. And you park the truck and they unload you. While you're parked, you're charging. Right? Let's say you unhook, they back it in with one of those little mini looking things, and you charge your shit. And in 4 hours, because you're mandated to take a break anyway, you have a full charge again, a full fucking trailer, and you go back 250 miles the other way. That's what most truck routes are. Now, if you're an independent contractor and you go from California to Florida, that's obviously electric truck's not for you. Imagine taking a Code Red Cars and Coffee, put it next to an Aventador and say, my Mustang is a $300,000 car. Believe it or not, second shift racing, Mustang guys would love that. See, an Aventador is almost like you're a homo if you have like an Aventador. Because at that level of car game, those guys are super gay and they would almost covet a rare supercar like a Pagani or a Koenigsegg, where an Aventador for that kind of person is like a Honda Civic. Like I've literally heard people say certain Lamborghinis are like the Honda Civic of supercars. So that's kind of a bad example in my opinion. Can I get some support for the trans community? Says David Green. Yard Dog Eagles mini looking thing. What if trailers contain the batteries and they're on the charger until the next semi picks it up? Same idea with the Bright Drop delivery van. Local to me grocery chain is demoing 4 electric semi trucks and their 300-mile range dies after 80 miles going up the mountain. It also takes 25 gallons diesel per hour to charge all full trucks. Again, if it's not a Tesla truck, don't talk to me. If it's not, I'm sorry, there's only one EV badass company, and it's not anyone else but Tesla. I've seen the electric Peterbilt with a trailer gap my daily on a ramp. It was talking about a coworker earlier. It's impressive that they got that far, towing 81,000 pounds, and they're just getting started. Again, they're in the infant stage of electric, and they already have a semi-truck. 81,000 pounds, driving 500 miles. The Lay's chips guys use a Ford V10 Triton here. The EV could do a good job as they do local deliveries. Matt, I work as an electric power plant where gas turbines create electricity through spinning a generator, which in turn produces electricity that makes your lights work at night. Or the trailer becomes primary battery pack drop off, grab the next. Oh, Southern Motoring Solutions. Interesting. A semi weighs 19,000 pounds with a trailer 32,000 pounds. The issue is how much cargo can you put on it before it reaches 80,000 with an electric battery and axle weight on the tractor with those batteries? No idea. But look, because do you guys think I'm lying? Here we go. Elon Musk. Let me look up, because Twitter is fucking awesome for that shit. Let me see where it says. Let me look up his tweets here real quick. By the way, did you see the static fire today? Oof. Badass ship. Booster 7 completed a long duration static fire. Badass ship. The people have spoken. Okay, so he said something about an electric truck. Spoiler alert. Did you know? So he's going on a war with Apple, apparently. Accurate. Who else has Apple censored? Apple. PsyOps. There's no excuse like a coaster. $8. Here we go. Tesla team just completed a 500-mile drive with a Tesla semi weighing in at 81,000 pounds. So let's look at the comments here. It's my bullshit. 81,000, that's 1,000 over gross unless you have a permit. What was the payload weight? Right. Yeah, and then it becomes memes and people hate it. It just it's just dumb. You mean like this, right? That's kind of funny. Look what it's on its way back to Bay Area currently in Tahoe. This pick is in February of last year. So yeah, exactly. So we're just not that far away from the Terminator days. But that was his post. Dark Horse is slower compared to the 2020 Mustang. I don't think so. 500 horse is 500 horse. That's what I was trying to say at Southern. Gallardo is the Honda Civic of the Lambos, the one with Audi's V8. Gotcha. Thank you very much. If anything, the Huracan of the Gallardo is the peasant of the supercars. Midget Toss says, people complain about how low of range the EVs get. They're still new in terms of solid automotive engineering. The early one-off cars are irrelevant compared to ICE. Give it time. In 20 years, we're going to look back and say, oh my God, the Plaid was only running 8s fucking 10, 20 years ago. While you get into your dick-sucking, self-driving, butt plug having, Netflix watching. I mean, everything. The car's going to do everything. You're going to sit on a dildo and your dick's going to go in like a wet hole and your mouth is going to go in some kind It's like the South Park episode where the bicycles were powered by them jumping and blowing on dicks. South Park bicycle. The South Park bicycle was the funniest fucking thing. Yes, the It Bike. Oh, wait, South Park's the best show in history. It's the best show I've ever seen in my life. So, fuck you. Oh, Gallardo are the Daewoo's of the Aventador R8 Civics SCW. Is that Jim Farley advertising the new Bronco Raptor? Then they find out you can drive it with the butt plug. It beats going through the airlines. I'm telling you, that's going to be the future of cars. You have to sit on a dick and suck it for it to work properly. Did I disconnect myself? Yes, I disconnected myself. Gotta love it. Is Ford so out of touch or their brain is not even turned on? I think they're riding this weird wave of loyal, brand loyal people that just buy it. It's not a good car company. It's solvent. Maybe they were very smart with their investments and who they stole software from. Well, that's why. That's why they're solvent. They never had to pay royalties to software companies they stole from or reverse engineered. Is that the new Dark Horse model? Oh my God. Extra spit for the MPGs. Take that, Elon Musk. Take that, Elon Musk.
Take that, Elon Musk.
Take that, Jim Farley. It beats TSA. Still better than a PT Cruiser. Did you guys never see that episode of South Park? Look, I don't know if we're giving away cookies or not because I haven't seen Melissa and EPA. So I'm going to hang tight until they're on because I don't want them to get back from a vacation and be like, by the way, you got to give someone a cookie. If he farts, it's like nitrous, especially after Taco Bell. Ford introducing the new Dark Horse Mach-E. So yeah, look, I'm kind of blown away that people are this down on electric cars when it's in its infancy. But you got to understand, this is the early 70s all over again, and I really hate to beat a dead horse, but this is the early 70s all over again when it comes to the eras of vehicles. It comes in waves. Maybe someday something will change, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you are that guy that wants to build something, I would build something old. The reason I got the Fox is to illustrate that. To illustrate that you can build something old, because that was not built by me. The motor was put together by somebody else. It is very well thought out. I just thought, hell, that's a good canvas, and I can sprinkle my little thing in it. I could fix the cowl, get the cowl hood, paint it again, make it really nice, and maybe I'll sell it one day. Who knows? Because if it's a nice, stout little car that runs 10s NA and 9s on nitrous, who wouldn't want to have that? Stop it. I can't wait to see EV vehicles are going to be doing in 10 to 15 years. Me neither. Car guys will downplay the leap EVs will take in 20 years, completely forgetting how much ICE leaped forward in the same time. I don't remember 800 horsepower ICE cars in 2002. Right. Okay, I'm 44. So in 2003, the Cobra having 380 horsepower was... oh my God, what? 300 horsepower? Holy shit. Now, Chargers, Challengers have 8... and Trackhawks and pickup trucks have 800 or high 700 horsepower. That is 20 years. What's going to happen in 20 years with EV? Stop it. Alex is beating off a dead horse. Hate to beat the dark horse. Electric motors are 87% efficient. Diesel, 45. Gasoline, 35. Power density is the real issue. Thank you, Steve Brazel. That's what I was trying to quote. People don't get it. EVs are perfect commuters that probably 90% of the population could benefit from. Shaking my head. Dark horse equals big black cock. Heavy duty, heavy duty. The first hot rods were old Model Ts, not new cars. Exactly. And yes, Moat's quarter horse tuning, rest in peace. That's why I went carburetor. Nobody will take that away from me. Nobody can then suck off a tune on a carbureted car. No one can then stop supporting carbureted cars. It is 100% up to you. Imagine I have to buy a Holly Terminator or whatever, and it's glitchy. And then Holly goes out of business and I can't update it. What the fuck am I going to do to tune the car? Well, that's why I chose the carburetor route. And I'm going to choose the carburetor route on the Fairmont too. I just don't know what motor I'm going to use. Yeah, definitely no notch giveaway. Fuck that. That car is going to get me money eventually. Years from now. I wish more aftermarket companies would do hybrid kit to keep the manual and exhaust sounds. Not everyone wants to have the fastest time. Some of us just want to drive. Midget Toss says, I think if more people went to various EV events where you can test drive and experience these vehicles, they may change their minds. It's all ignorance. Look, there are people on this chat right now that are EV haters no matter what I say. So what would happen if I borrowed one for a week? A Plaid, a nice one, a really nice one, like highly optioned, red, pretty white interior, and I'd learn it. I'd be a novice, and I'd make, let's say, 3 videos on it. Let's take it for a range drive here to Miami and back. Right? How many miles do I have left after that drive? Then I would do a 0 to quarter mile, and in that same distance, it would do 0 to 60, 60 to 130, eighth, and a quarter. Then I would see how quickly it takes me to get up to 150 miles an hour on the street. Those are 3 wonderful videos I can make with a Plaid. But the problem is this. People are going to be in denial no matter what I do. They're going to go, it's $100,000. The body gaps. Like, they're going to come up with something so that they can feel okay about their 2-valve in the garage. Carbs are standalones. I agree. Only thing people will siphon in the notch is gasoline. No tune siphoning here. Alex, thoughts on a Gen 5 Viper engine in a 69 Camaro? That'd be awesome. I know someone did the opposite where they put a Hellcat motor in a Viper and it actually was really, really fast. Go for it on the Fairmont. Love the carb content. The notch is too damn nice to get rid of. Just saw a 92 4-cylinder notch 4-cylinder car, Calypso Green, posted for $8,500. Carbs are emission defeat devices. Douche did it says, just don't make up close videos of you turning the screws on the carb. Right. Try out Napa aluminum brightener for your wheels and cars is worth its weight in gold. I use it in all my cars, works more than just on aluminum. EVs are great for a daily, but the problem is car cost. My daily driver was $800. Okay, stop it. If you're driving a jalopy everywhere and you're okay with that, cool. Fuck all that. I don't hate EVs. I'm just sad that the hot rod era is going away. What do you mean it's going away? Kilometers. What do you mean it's going away? You could buy 85 Mustang today. You could buy 86 Grand National today. You can buy an Impala SS today. You can buy a 2020 Mustang today. You can buy a Cobra today. You could buy a 69 Camaro today. You could buy a Model T today. You could buy a Cobra kit car today. How is the hot rod era over? Hot rodding is modifying. The new car stuff is coming to an end, but hot rodding is not over. Come on, man. What's wrong with people? Carbs always seem to make more power with less effort than EFI takes. I had an identical 347 build to a friend of mine. My EFI made 380. His made 430 through a 6C6 and a carb. Bullshit. Bullshit. If it's an identical build, there is no fucking way on earth he made 50 more horsepower through an auto. Something was wrong with your setup. Guaranteed. Hate is inevitable. Just keep swinging. I have an electric motorcycle and it's the best experience I've had when it comes to performance. Good for you. Rebuild anything. I wonder if True Viate is an EV hater. Are you kidding me? He's a V8 hater. Forget EVs. Is Turvey in Alex jail today? No, he's good. I haven't heard him say much. Imagine stealing carb tunes by counting the screw turns. Midget Todd says to Remy, not about that unless it was sarcasm. The events are come experience EV and see what it's like, not a regular car show or meet. Guys, I just don't want you guys to become that guy. That get off my lawn guy. Now, people think I'm that guy with NA. No, you can do NA stuff all you want, But just don't take hoods off and windshields off and doors off and say you're NA King Daddy. You look really fucking stupid. Those are the same guys that carry purses and say it's a satchel. It's a fucking purse, okay? It's not a satchel. It's a fucking purse. Shut the fuck up. You're not NA King Daddy. You're literally gutting the car. No, what if I took my Fairmont and got it down to 2,200 pounds and put a Gen 3 motor in it and went faster than anyone ever did with a Gen 3 Mustang motor? Can I say I'm the NA Coyote Daddy? Oh, but it didn't come in that car stock. Oh, no, but I actually put a bunch of work into it and money and made it faster than yours by getting a platform that's lighter than yours. Oh, it's got to be in an S550 for the record, to be fair. The world is returning to factory regrind cam offset cranks. NA King is C6Z06. Hopefully, he called the junkyard yesterday to clean up his carport. Engine Masters has debunked car BFI power is a little more up top, but not a lot. I agree. I just don't like any vehicles that are hooked to the internet. I don't need updates for tattletale vehicles. That's what I'm going to talk about in the next video. That's why I haven't talked about it much. I want it to be its own standalone video. I think it's very important to talk about who owns your vehicle. Turvey is a free gift hater. Grumpy Mechanic says, you don't steal carb tunes, you just steal the carb. Hey, there you go. You got it. Merce is a Merce. Merce is a Merce. A man purse. It is a man purse. They are the same guys with purses. Exactly. NA guys that do the NA game and say NA isn't art, say that while carrying a purse that they call a satchel. The Gen 3 didn't come with long tubes, custom cams, and missing seats. Stock. Very good. NA King is 9-liter Viper. I agree. EVs are cool, crazy, fast, love it, but the experience is lacking compared to ICE. Oh my God, Remy, you don't understand. I don't. It's so difficult to talk to people that compare. You can't compare the two. One is its own thing. One is better than the other for different reasons. I would love to buy a badass motorcycle. I think it's a Yamaha something. I forget what it's called, but it's like a cruiser, but makes a bunch of horsepower. That I wouldn't compare to a car. I would never say, "Oh yeah, you got a Mustang that runs 11s. Well, I got a motorcycle that." No, it's a completely different experience. Same thing with EV and petroleum-based vehicles. It's a completely different experience for completely different reasons. You can't really compare the two. Street Channel Kai's only run carb stuff. Navigator isn't NA GT500. VMAX, that's right. Yamaha VMAX. Yamaha VMAX, I would get one in a heartbeat, but, you know, I just don't trust the people on the road here. But I would absolutely get a Yamaha VMAX. That looks so good to me. To me, maybe you think it's gay, but I don't care what you think. But yeah, this looks good to me. And a little customization, it can look like that. I'm in. Fuck yeah. If I can make that bitch look like that, if I can make this look like this, shit. This is a nice thing to take out on dawn, just about 7 o'clock when the sun's starting to go down in the summer, starting to get brisk out there, bro. This is the bitch you take out on Beeline and just go for a bonsai run and forget about the day. That's a good time. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with me for a little bit for Talking Shit Tuesday. I'm going to do a standalone video talking about who owns your car and what, about new cars and the problem with modern vehicles that communicate back to the manufacturer, aka Vicky. I think I'm going to take my time producing that video, talking about that video. I want it to come out good. And hopefully you guys, I'll try to release it Thursday or Friday pretty soon. But for those of you that are members right now, I'm releasing a video and I mounted the V-Series weld on the notch with brand new 275/60/15s. And we talk about the upcoming plans with the GT500 by lowering boost and keeping the same horsepower and torque to combat the IAT issue. All right, guys, have a good rest of your night. See you guys later. And for the members, stay tuned for a video coming up right now. See you.